Voilà, normalement on devrait m'entendre. Ok, c'est bon, c'est nickel. Ça fait tellement longtemps que j'ai pas live. D'ailleurs, salut le gens qui a rejoint. Aujourd'hui, on va essayer peut-être d'y aller à Inazuma. Inazuma d'ailleurs qui est... Salut Vagabou. Qui est par là. On va y aller avec un défi de merde. Voilà, la dernière fois je suis réussi à faire mi-chemin. La moitié du chemin. Je suis parti de là. Et en vrai c'est plutôt long. Ça m'a pris... Je suis parti me coucher à 4h du mat du coup. 4h30. Ah, c'est Kylian, d'accord. Merde. Ça fait trop longtemps que j'ai pas joué. Après tu le... Je sais pas. Peut-être demain. Ou ce soir. Merde. Tiens, je me demande si c'est une qui marche encore. Bah, à plus. Putain, c'était rapide. Hein. Ah ouais, merde, c'est vrai, il devient transparent si tu l'essayes. Ah, dommage.
I'll catch up.
Pourquoi ketchup? Ça, j'irai après.
And away I go.
Des bruits chelous. Écoute, c'est Genshin Impact. Question. On parle de pourquoi il faut une Michael Jackson, genre. Ah merde, c'est par là, je suis trop con. Merde.
Make my escape.
Il y avait un trottoir, je peux pas le monter, bien sûr. Non, mais j'ai pas de skill. On entend on entend vite les conneries qu'ils disent. Même si je dois pas faire la première fois. peux baisser un peu le son d'ailleurs. En vrai c'est magnifique. En plus il y a un oiseau là. Franchement c'est magnifique hein. Une nouvelle zone. Une pomme de terre. Comment c'est une pomme de terre? J'ai 3 data. On a pensé mine si tu veux. Regarde c'est tout, c'est du lapis. Sur le lapis. J'ai déjà fait cette sur lapis. Les trucs orange là c'est mon. Après j'ai préparé cœur de lapis. C'est minerai orange. Ça c'est de lapis. Oui c'est pas comme sur Minecraft, c'est orange, c'est pas bleu. Ok dans un jeu fantastique. Ah attends, peut-être que là il y a un cœur de lapis. Malheureusement il n'y en a pas mais. Ça, le truc qui est au-dessous, soit il est au-dessus. Je vais me faire chier, aller le chercher tout de suite. Pilier rocher.
Make my
Moi je comprends mal comment ça marche. Pierre unique. Rocher mystérieux en forme unique. Lié au pilier rocheux. Proximité, il semble pour recevoir une certaine résonance. Ce pilier, peut-être que le nombre de symboles. Wow, rien compris, hein. Ici, faut expliquer les trucs. Ça c'est des trucs de la piscine, les trucs de la piscine à l'intérieur. Le corps de la piste. Je savais pas du coup de pas allez, yes. J'ai la flemme. Trop bien. Ah ça pue. C'est trop bien. D'accord. Là tu montes. Miaou. Miaou. Ouais je suis bien. Non ça c'est quoi? Voilà, ça. Oh il y a des coffres en dessous.
Ooh, what's in here? Maybe a growth serum?
ça, je vais devenir riche. Bah écoutez, la richesse c'est bien au bout d'un moment. Mâchoire du gouffre en dehors. Ouais. C'est pour moi j'ai une mission à faire d'ailleurs. Essayer d'y aller à une map plus facilement. D'ailleurs il n'y a que 2 endroits. Je suis paradoxalement. Il y a... Bah j'ai mis 203. Une fois pas deux, donc si ça t'arrive 2 fois, faut tu te dises que ça va venir une 3e fois.
Make my escape.
D'ailleurs, c'est l'un des meilleurs personnages à mon avis, parce que il peut se déplacer plus vite que les autres. Après, vous allez voir là, est-ce que tu passes? Parce qu'une fois que tu utilises l'attaque, ça fait soit il y a un monstre à côté.
Ooh, look at that slime. It looks crystal clear and very delicious.
Ah,
That's the one.
Ah, c'est ça. Bon, c'était simple. De la base. S'il fallait faire... le next, j'ai fait la maison.
Is it just Paimon? Or... Huh? Did you hear that?
Attends, elle a dit son prénom là. Ouais. Je crois que c'est quand un peu ailleurs.
It seemed like it came from those... Uh-oh. It looks like the treasure...
There's no end to this.
Oh, il a des jolis petits...
I must leave no stone unturned.
That was You're open.
You can't run.
Attends, je n'ai pas besoin, genre.
You're open.
Ah merde, si. Pas drôle sans un peu là.
Judgment. Lights out.
Finally done. You're open.
Fire, fire, can't fight fire. Go.
J'espère que c'est de la lente.
Thank you for...
Pas comme si ça cramait derrière, genre.
I understand. Don't say that. I'm Mung Dan. I never expected that those Is there anything that you like?
Wait a moment. Actually,
Oh? And what might that?
do you have a box that can store presents? We'd like a pretty one. The kind...
Of course we do. How can one sell antiques without gift boxes? At Mingxing Jewelry, we have the best gift wrap. Now just give me a moment and I'll...
Great. Paimon...
Je t'ai dit, la flemme de lire. Rendez-vous à la bijouterie de Ménil. Ne me demandez pas pourquoi je passe par là. Gouffre éclairé. Pas comme ça que je vais devenir riche, moi. Merde. Merde. J'ai quoi de nouveau là-dedans moi? Absolument rien. Fiches infos des personnages. Modifier la vitrine. Tac tac. Tac tac tac. 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 Et tac, parce que toi tu vas me servir après. Enregistrer les paramètres. Voilà. Bon. Putain, y a personne pour une fois sur le live. En fait, je pense que je live que pendant les vacances. Hein. C'est un rythme irrégulier, mais au moins je peux live quand je veux.
Uncle Mung already told me about it. Many of the best goods in our store were found by Uncle Mung. If anything were to happen to him, it would be impossible for us to continue doing business. Here, this container is itself an antique, with at least 140 years of history. It's already been cleaned. Will it do?
Yep. Hang on a moment. Could we borrow one?
Sure. Please help yourselves. As long as it's on our shelves.
Traveler, this clay pot looks really awesome. If we use an antique as our mixing bowl, we should be able to make a great snack. It's done! The one and only sugar-frosted slime! Carefully now. Into the box it goes and dust it over with a bit more powdered sugar.
Oh, yes. You might want to use these 2 freshly picked flowers as decorations, too.
Woohoo! Great! Now that we've put all that we've got into this box, let's go to the Jade Chamber to see Ningguang.
Jewelry's out of stock, but we have some new items in.
Mais genre, faut que j'aille où pour lui donner? Toujours chiant, hein. Merde. Je vais passer par là peut-être. T'as regardé des photos, là, des trucs compliqués. J'ai perdu tout le temps que j'avais, mais bon, pas grave. Un jeu parfait dans un mode parfait, ça n'existe pas donc. Un joueur parfait non plus. D'ailleurs qu'ici, faut passer par là si vous montez. Et là, tac. Oh, c'est magique. Oh.
Can't touch me!
Ouais, je savais pas qu'il y avait ça moi.
According to Kuching, excuse me.
Yes. How many would you like?
Oh.
It's not convenient to speak of numbers here.
Ah, well said. Please, use this to ascend to the chamber. Yes, speaking of which, are you two the guests that
Yep,
And yet the code they used was not the one for guests, but for the Yuheng. What's going on here?
En fait, ils veulent pas que je vienne, hein, parce que moi, je suis dangereux. Je suis une racaille.
I've been waiting for you, returnee from Joyun Karst.
Oh, il a une belle voix.
It's Ningo. Since this is our first meeting.
Oh, for me.
Oh, sur l'un de mes comptes secondaires, je l'ai.
Oh no, it's nothing.
Si, c'est normal. Son nom est magnifique. Je sais pas. C'est la première fois que je visite une demeure aussi élevée.
This palace floats in the skies, higher than the peak of... I have been gathering the funds necessary to build it from the time I began learning the merchant's craft. At first, it was but the... One day, I believe it will overshadow all 7 nations.
Putain, je pensais qu'il y avait marqué merguez.
Not many from outside Liyue. As such, I have been putting eyes and ears out ever since you reached Liyue.
What?
And I finally got wind of your move.
Wait!
Everyone at Wangshu Inn is one of ours. At the Guizhang Ballista, yes?
You weren't peeking on us from the skies the whole time, were you?
I fear that peeking would have been a little difficult from this altitude. Our eyes and ears are more than sufficient. You two are very interesting people, after all. It would be natural to take an interest. Well, I wouldn't expect you to trust us, considering that you have had
Oh, faut que je la suive.
I believe that you've heard of the Archon War. Many gods used to walk this earth, and many long wars were fought between... In the end, only 7 victors remained standing in Tevat. They built cities and nations on the corpses of the vanquished, and thus you can see Goyun Stone Forest. Beneath the spears lie those cast down by Rex Lapis. And not only is it true that gods made another Lord of Geo will even in a new era. That day at Yujing Terrace. But our enemy has long lain. Hiding the Exuvia was a necessary...
Who's this enemy you're talking about?
What do you think, traveler?
Huh? What?
Well answered.
Huh?
The scenery out here is fine and...
C'est ça de pas lire les trucs. Après toi aussi t'es pas entré dans la chambre de Jade. Orlan. La qualité n'est pas terrible. Alors je me demande si genre si c'est à cause de automatique haute qualité ma couille.
Wowee! What a huge hall! Paimon's never seen such a fancy place before.
Oh, c'est beau et grand. Je suis un voleur. Je me dis, je vole. Regardez, je regarde tes clients et je vole. Après, vas-y, spec.
Be at ease, you two.
Can we really?
I have invited you two here as friends.
Ah, pas du tout.
Ooh, is it
Why, you've kept your ear to the ground.
That's because even the storytellers are talking about it.
That's because that wall records Leos. But the secrets of them, if possible, But if you were to choose the more... You'd pick Kuching? No, I originally thought her a bit, but after she said those words, well, I must say that I won't deny that Rex Lapis... Indeed. It seems that you understood what I meant to say from the... I called for the gag order with Rex Lapis's death, allowing the right of parting to take...
It's exactly it. Wait, that's right. Speaking of it...
Of course.
Paimon's heard that anyone who sends a greeting gift gets a little something.
Well, we have made quite a bit of trouble for you recently. How about this?
Yay! Paimon was just... one of the sheets on that wall. Don't look at Paimon like that. One of these sheets of paper will sell for crazy prices, even if it... Just imagine how much more a whole untorn sheet would sell for.
Oh, il est cupide.
Let's grab one! The biggest one! Huh? Well, that was an easy search. The biggest sheet is right up there in the most obvious spot. Let's go with that one. La 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 la. Huh? There's a place marked with a circle on here. Oh, could it be treasure? Whatever. Sigil of permission, something, fatui. Aw, that doesn't sound like treasure at all. This piece of paper shows that a Qixing spy discovered traces of glass. Oh, Ningguang did but research on the sigil. Speaking of which, there's also some connection between you and the Sigil of Permission. Oh, well, should we not go then? Oh, so you're saying that it's precisely because we can't completely trust Ningguang that we should confirm the truth of what she says for ourselves. Anyway, before we...
Je ferme pas ta gueule, je te l'éclaterai contre un verre. Merci bien. Oh. La merde. C'est mieux que je marque un jour. Putain, c'est long. Je suis pas patient pour me cuire. Ah. Moyen de transport préféré. Je viens de cracher mes poumons. Pour l'instant, il n'y a personne sur le live. C'est dommage. Après, les gens, c'est des petits YouTube. J'ai envie de retourner en live. J'ai envie de me faire remarquer. Genre, qui savent qu'il y a personne. Genre. Oh non, t'as l'air un peu. Mais elle a que... Dis-moi que j'ai d'autres personnages. Alors, nous, qu'est-ce que tu vas me causer? que en voir deux. Oh, ta mère. Les deux, c'était jamais bien, vous voyez, genre. C'est des abonnés. S'abonner. Hein? Déjà les affinités. J'aime beaucoup. Si c'est trop genre largement partout 4%. Même la géo genre. Ils ont pris avec ce petit TDR. Taille d'être libéré. Bonus de soins, 2 de dégâts critiques.
Steady as stone. As a dutiful maid would.
Allez. Oh,
Get out of my way! Time to fulfill my duty.
I must leave no stone unturned.
My duty at an end.
Ouais, c'est ça ta gueule.
There really were Fatui at the location written down on this piece of paper. And they look really mad at us too. Steady as stone.
You're not going anywhere.
I must leave no stone unturned.
Flash freeze. Chill to the bone.
You can't run.
I will end you. Let's end this quickly.
Punishment. Judgment.
This is bad.
Leave it all to me.
I guess this is it. Roast and fry. This was well done. That seemed to work.
Steady as stone.
This was well done. Roast and fry. This was well done. Finally, some quiet. Roast and fry.
I must leave no stone
You
unturned.
need to hurry up. This was well done. Roast and fry.
Higher, higher, pants on fire!
well done.
Steady as stone, as a good knight should.
Roast and fry. You need to hurry up. This one's well done. You need to hurry up. Roast and fry. You need to hurry up.
Lights out.
This one's well done. Roast and fry. You need to hurry
Leave it all
up.
to me.
This one's well done. Roast and fry. You need to hurry up. This one's well done. Roast and fry.
Steady as stone.
You need to hurry up. This one's well done. You need to hurry up.
Got a dash.
An unfortunate fault.
Ok, bon. Merde. On va peut-être changer d'équipe. On va prendre l'équipe. Voilà. On va prendre cette équipe. Def. Def. Ah non, ça c'est déjà activé, non.
I'll catch up.
Arrête toi avec le chef. Ah, j'ai vu dans
There are so many talismans here. And some stacks of blank paper too. What are they for? Oh, Paimon knows! It looks just like the sigil of permission the child gave you. But how did a relic of the Adepti end up in the hands of someone like Child? Suspicious. Oh, that's right. Cloud Retainer said that when the Lord of Geo created this, talismans like that were once used in the Archon War to channel divine power. Maybe the Fatui are copying the sigil of permission. Being able to channel divine power in battle? Whew, that sounds pretty dangerous. And the plot thickens. Alright, that's enough sticking around here. We gotta... The last stop on our rite of parting preparations tour is Dihua Marsh. Let's go! Paimon hates being late.
Oh, zombie. Là-haut. Va encore falloir marcher. Yes, I love my life. Coucou chèvre. En fait, ça va être ça. T'inquiète, c'est un putain de mètre. C'est plus que nous. D'accord, genre, je vais tarter. Ça est bien prévu de base. Pas de temps.
Right on time. I myself only... Did you enjoy your visit to the Jade Chamber?
It was so big and pretty and expensive. Paimon's never seen such a fancy schmancy place before.
Indeed. It's second to none in all of Liyue. Then you met with Ningguang, I trust? What did you talk about with...
She's super rich and so generous. Paimon thinks she's very friendly. Yeah, his take on Ningguang is quite different from Paimon's. He thinks that even the tactless Yuheng is more trustworthy than her.
Oh. So you also met with Keqing then? What did she have to say?
She said the time of the Adepti has long...
No Indeed, contrary to the ever-bold Keqing, although she's friendly, there's no way of clearly discerning her true intentions. Yes, she has only relied on herself to rise to her current position. It's said that she's the one behind the constant expansion of the Jade Chamber. It's the second most important thing to her. Even if she...
The Jade Chamber is only second. What's the most important thing to her then?
Why, Mora, of course.
All Ningguang talked about was the Fatui this and the Fatui that. She said that after Rex Lapis was murdered, the Fatui have constantly been trying to sink their fingers into...
That is how the Fatui have always been. No matter what they may be planning, you must be careful when dealing with the Fatui. Always be on your guard.
So, is there anything we need to get?
Yes, as a matter of fact, there is.
Glaze lilies. But why did we come all the way out here? Doesn't the garden in Yuji... Oh, right! Paimon remembers...
No. Those lilies have all been gardened by people. Dihua Marsh used to be full of... before the Archon War. Of course, there are some kinds of flowers that have been preserved and gardened by people in the city. Wild glaze lilies have the strongest fragrance. If we want to follow the true tradition of the... But I'll need your assistance in gathering. No, I need you to sing to them. Singing to the flowers will...
So how good is your singing?
Bien sûr que non.
Really? Why doesn't Paimon believe you?
We'll only know once he starts singing.
Encore ces plantes là?
Whenever you're ready.
Da 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 da.
What happened? These flowers are jumping. They look really angry. Is it because you sang a song for Mondstadt that they don't understand here in Liyue? I must leave no stone unturned. Steady as stone.
Voilà comment s'en débarrasser.
Those weren't glaze lilies. Glaze lilies wouldn't hit people.
This little monster is known as a whopper fly. Strange. The glaze lilies used as a disguise were buried with the whopper flower for too long. The result seems to have surprisingly potent medicinal value. Let's collect what we can of these.
Well, that's nice and all, but will the...
Unfortunately...
That's so...
Excuse me. Are you searching for glaze lilies?
Oh, hey! It's... What's her face? Paimon can't remember...
Hello, traveler. I'm surprised... Ah! That reminds me. How was your visit to the Jade Chamber?
Well, it sure would have been better if you told us how to get up there.
Didn't I tell you the way?
Nope. We found the way on our own.
Oh, I see. Uh-oh. I guess I
She's acting different from...
Ah, well, I met you at that time as an emissary of the...
You came all the way out here to see the flower?
Yujing Terrace is where Rex... Whenever my duties take me near Yujing...
Oh, sorry. We should...
No, it's quite all right. When the Archon War came to its end... Yes. Now that the other 5, including Inazuma's Raiden Shogun, of the current 7 Archons... This means that Liyue had been under Rex Lapis's rule from the moment it was first founded 3,700 years ago. The city has never had to bid farewell to its deity.
So what do you think of this?
Huh? This is a little sudden. As a mortal, I've never dared to imagine a Liyue without Rex Lapis. But as an Adeptus, I think I will eventually come to grips with reality. Since Rex Lapis has passed, the time of Liyue's contract with the gods and Adepti has now reached its end.
Huh? Did you just say, as an Adeptus?
Yes, I am a mix of human and Qilin. Adeptus blood flows through my veins. I fought for Rex Lapis and the city of Liyue during the Archon War. After the war ended, I signed a contract with Rex Lapis and took the position as secretary for the Qixing. I've continued those duties to this very day. Well, let's save that conversation for another day. You say that you are here looking for glaze lilies? I also know where wild glaze lilies can...
We dare not refuse it.
Oh, so did you sing a song before you picked the lily?
Indeed, I did. I know this tradition well. In fact, I sang a local Liyue ballad to it.
Wow, so you really know your stuff, too. Thanks, Gunyu.
No, it is you who I should be thanking. If not for this chance meeting, If you would excuse me, I should return to my work now. Good luck.
And that just about does it. Our preparations for the rite of parting are mostly finished. Given the ease of picking glaze lilies, I think this was a fitting end to our tasks, in more ways than...
Yeah, Paimon can already imagine him starting a business in Liyue.
I've had enough ventures in my life already. Beginning a new undertaking is always difficult at first, and requires no small amount of effort.
La personne
Wears away at you over time. So you must be careful to take the time to step back and re-examine yourself. If left unchecked, the wear and tear on your heart may go well past mending.
Wow. See? Zhongli sounds like he's already seen it all. Alright, I think it's about time we head back to Liyue Harbor now.
Il y a 10 minutes en vrai. Ah, enfin. Oh, je retourne au port du... Oh, mais casse pas les couilles, je vais d'abord prendre le téléporteur. Oh, mais casse pas les couilles, j'ai pas envie de grimper. Oh, mais casse pas les couilles. Ah, c'est l'heure de ma pause.
What happened? The city gate is swarming with Millilith and the Fatui?
This atmosphere is highly abnormal.
Il vient d'y aller derrière moi.
It seems as though something big has happened.
Oh, Félix.
We should ask around a little, just to be safe.
Ah, you're the consultant to Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Mr. Zhongli, I presume.
Oh, t'es méchant.
The Millilith are watching our every move now. These are desperate times. We mustn't act rashly.
Desperate times?
The Adepti of Joyun Karst are finally on the move.
Do they intend to exercise force?
Most likely. However, both sides were quite obstinate and hit an impasse.
It seems inevitable, given the current situation.
The Adepti do not acknowledge the Qixing. They only acknowledge the...
Surely the Liyue Qixing are not the sort to give in so easily.
Tu peux t'écarter.
Their boneheadedness is known throughout the lands. Yet it's because of that obstinacy that mortals and Adepti are now on the verge of conflict.
And what now? How is it that the Fatui have come under fire?
That's all Ningguang's doing. She proclaimed that in these tumultuous times, the Millilith must rein in the actions of the Fatui. Only now do they want to start keeping tab? Anyway, Mr. Zhongli, you're one of Child's close associates. Please
It looks like things are about to boil.
Do you intend to use your neutral identity as an intermediary between both sides? Or will you use your sword? Neither path is an easy one.
Hey, dedans.
Oh, by the way, Mr. Zhongli, we've heard that
things are taking a turn for the worse. I'm afraid I must leave now to handle. Consider your next course of action carefully, traveler. If you're trying to prevent an explosion, it may be wisest to look for the fuse first.
Having connect. So what does Zhongli mean by looking for the fuse? Oh, Paimon gets it. He must be waiting for them. But where could we find him? Where would he go at a time like this?
Oh, et moi je te trouve du cul. Chambre d'or. Vas-y, je vais me taper là. Tiens. Non. J'ai fait quoi me faire? Ah merde. J'ai compris que t'avais envie de me casser les couilles. Tu veux rentrer dans l'armoire? Vas-y, rentre. Oh, tu me casses les couilles, pépé. T'arrêtes de passer entre mes jambes. Je sais que je suis assis sur une chaise, mais bon. Allez, monte. Monte sur le lit. Ah la connasse. Ah le salaud. J'ai encore un truc d'activité. Toujours non, on reconnaisse. Tu chose à mon stade au lycée. C'était pas... C'est pas vraiment ça, mais bon. On va dire que c'était... Mon chat qui dit quelque chose, je vais éclater la gueule. En vrai, je suis tout seul. Moi, je suis mieux à faire. C'est ça qu'avant, je faisais fréquence régulière. Assez souvent, de temps en temps. Let's go. Oh 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 oh.
Wow! This is the golden house? It looked impressive enough from the outside. This is where all of Tibet's Mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few Mora go missing. Oh, so it's a trap! But even if we can't take any, we can still, or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora! It's like a dream come true! Oh, right! It's quiet. Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right. Can't catch me! I'll catch up.
Juste ça sent le piège.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough trouble?
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Although I'm deeply grateful to you that I was able to effortlessly find this secret location, don't you think that trying to stop me now would just be wasted effort? Stopping the Mora Mints, hiding away the Exuvia. The Chising are really pulling out all the stops this time.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia all along?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, it's my duty to see the will of the Tsaritsa fulfilled. She will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your blessing, and there's nothing you can do to stop me anyway. The time for discussion and either way, we know the battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for trouble, huh?
You could say that. When Senor, instead of confronting you directly, when she faces a worthy opponent, she will but as for me, the greatest—
We won't let what happened in months—
Oh, so you— Besides, you could never— Fighting talk, I love it! Now let's— This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. Cowering already? Not bad, not bad. Poor timing. So quick to flee.
I missed it. Steady as stone. Leave it all to me.
You can't run! Yeah.
You've made some progress. Not bad. You've got... Haha, good. No wonder Senora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger. You've got some skills. Judge me!
Steady as stone.
You can't run!
Voulez-vous éteindre? Non.
Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected! Well then, I'll be taking Morax's Gnosis now! I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
Not bad. But this is going to cost you! You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now. Don't make me take it from you.
Take it?
Judgment!
I must leave no stone unturned. Quit it! Steady as stone. Ninjutsu! Leave it all to me.
Judgment!
Look! Child's back to normal again.
Well then, time to cool off. It seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked the opportunity to think this through. And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you never had any chance of beating me to the Gnosis. You had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you. We didn't take it.
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? I can see it in your eyes. But if that is a secret you wish to keep, I guess I'll just have to curb my curiosity. This battle has already left me satisfied. Anyone who strives as I do to grow stronger shall be called a friend, even if our friendship can only be shown in battle against one another.
Pretty sure that's not the normal way to make friends.
Unfortunately, I must bring this amiable given that the Gnosis wasn't taken. In fact,
What? So you mean that...
Ça doit être rapide de Lucas.
yes, it appears so. Interesting to say the... It seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also well versed in little maneuvers beyond the boundaries of contracts. As such, we must now look to our backup plan.
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this, for the weak will be swept away in the process. The truth is, the world belongs to those who pursue strength. I seldom willingly involve myself with the weak. Unfortunately, we cannot be picky about our methods as Fatui Harbingers. Children must all learn to eat their vegetables.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone forest.
A god?
Osile, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the GR Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained... If such an ancient god were to be a... Do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand aloof and watch?
But the Archon War ended 2,000 years ago.
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey, those are sigils of permission. Oh, Paimon remembers now. The Fatui have been researching them.
Voilà.
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a byproduct of our research. With the power of so many sigils of permission concentrated in one place, along with that which was bestowed upon me as a harbinger by our Tsaritsa, breaking the subduing might of the Geo-Archon spears, using the powers of ancient gods in such a situation fails to interest me, and is largely... But knowing that such an action will not... Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone. That guy is fast. What's going on?
C'est la merde. C'est la merde. Ah pipouille, c'est la merde. Je sais que t'en as rien à foutre, mais c'est la merde. Ah, mais t'aimes bien quand je te parle, c'est ça? T'aimes bien quand je te regarde.
If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out of the Golden House... Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex still in the sea? It hasn't destroyed
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on. It's the Adepti. What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising.
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Oh, Paimon gets it. So how do you plan to defend Liyue? Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy. Even from...
It's not just you. We've got new Millelith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. The force of an ancient god's presence seems to be too much for ordinary people to handle. Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets any closer to Liyue Harbor.
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against enemies like that thing? Now that's scary. So will the power of the Chising, Millelith, and Adepti gathered here be enough to stop that god?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion is... not necessarily.
What? Wait, all of you were supposed to be the Guardians of Liyue. Can't you...
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chising did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, one who did craft the Guizhong Ballista with one's own hands is here. For what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wildest thoughts.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength to man it. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle begins now.
Allez, hop, qu'on va jusqu'à même. Je sais pas comment ça se fait. Alors, par la vie encore.
Yep.
On va aller cliquer ça.
The Fatui! They're attacking the Genshin Ballista!
Ah, j'ai trop de frissons.
The 3 Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work.
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you, one wishes to witness.
You can't run!
I see through you. Looks like I...
Huh?
Let's miss.
Yep. Yep.
That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit.
Oh.
I'll catch up.
The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Let's end this quickly.
The ancient god's attacking again! There are so many Fatui too! We can't launch!
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Huh?
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is Adeptal energy! That light from your body, it's like the time in Julian Cars! Wow, it's Madame Ping's shockwave! This granny's really strong!
Back into it. Cold cut.
You can't run. I miscalculated.
Not breaking a sweat. My duty.
Someone needs assistance. Steady with the blood of the
Shilin, I guard you against evil! Cast your fear of injury by the wayside, and fight with all your might! I too did this during the Archon War!
So this is what Ganya's like in a fight!
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Look at me.
Leave it all to me. As a dutiful maid would.
Assassins shine.
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak.
In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Higher, fire! You can't run! Steady as stone. Time to clean up.
My duty. And frozen to set. Don't get in the way. Cooked food. Disgusting.
Assassins shine.
Punishment! Yeah! The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace.
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
La foule de la merde. C'est trop beau. Péter. Il va péter le Et là.
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend.
Non.
Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Pas tout. Je sais sacrifier. Non. Après difficile de pas avoir confiance en elle là. Elle écartera jusqu'à sa tombe, jusqu'à sa tombe. Incroyable.
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed the effects of the sigil of permission last but a short. It will be some time before the overlord of the...
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened to be here, the future of Liyue Harbor would surely...
Save your flattery. We didn't just...
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloud Retake. I've heard that when Ningguang... At first, it was only the size of a small room. But with continued expansion, it has become the palace that lies before you now. It is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman and as the backbone of the Liyue Qixing. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me, such cooperation and sacrifice deserves at least some recognition, don't you agree?
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice could at least be used as some leverage in our negotiations. Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here today. But please forgive us.
Oh?
3,700 years. According to our records, the Adepti signed a contract with Rex Lapis to protect Liyue 3,700 years. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon the land.
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue in a new light.
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many things of value to be inherited by the next generation. I also thought to tell him, but I dared not.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right. That's something that happened in Mondstadt. The Animal Archon sought to quell...
Each of the 7 nations has its own scar.
Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock. To be...
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens?
I apologize for appearing in full armor.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith. I have come to extend my thanks to... I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as although I am a mere mortal soul.
Huh? Why does everyone look so
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite...
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and loads of things that make the harbor so pretty. Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Hier, il faisait déjà ça.
Huh?
Il faisait un angle de...
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. It must be hard being an adept. Aww.
You see, this is what Liyue is like to... The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection. But it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue Harbor.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Ah non, attendez. On dirait que l'attitude des adeptes sont en train de changer.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, Conqueror of Demons. Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means.
Yep.
The city of Liyue has changed much after our long separation. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place beyond recognition. Fair enough.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall persist no further. But how will we ensure that the Liyue...
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this...
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh? Oh, right! It's nice that we've got peace and all, but we're forgetting one thing. Child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex on our own, so Rex Lapis never showed up. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get to the bottom of that Archon's death, too? Hyman doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
Les mini quartiers comme je l'ai bouffé.
Make my escape.
Allez, du coup. déteste quand ça fait ça. C'est pas drôle. Attends, il est là. On va y aller. À chaque fois, je lis pas les bons mots.
Is there anything I can do for you to...
We've come to see Zhongli. Could you please tell him we're here?
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment. It seems he went to Northland Bank.
Doesn't the Northland Bank belong to the Fatui? Last time we saw Zhongli was before we went to the Golden House. Do you think he doesn't know about the attack on Liyue? Visiting the Fatui at a time like this could... We had better go and make sure that everything is okay.
Oh, mais quand est-ce que je pourrais y aller, moi? Voilà, dites-moi. Alors... Je vais suivre le passage parce qu'il connaît pas bien.
Make my escape.
Vladimir Poutine. Comme Vlad. Vladimir Poutine. Son nom de famille c'est Poutine maintenant. Voilà. Son nom prénom sera Vladimir.
You call this cooperation between Harbingers? Cooperation involves communication, you know.
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to skip the formalities and bring chaos to the land? I'm sure you must have enjoyed that. Oh, it seems that some of your friends have arrived.
Hey, it's Zhongli and Child. And... you! You're also one of the Harbingers?
C'est qui Satan? Je sais plus c'est qui.
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. In the city of Bards, was it? I'm glad you still remember my name. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly as something precious was snatched away from your friend.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped off the map. This is certainly a bit awkward, wouldn't you say?
Paimon knew that we should never have trusted a Fatui Harbinger.
Oh, now don't say that. Sure, I may have misled you, but I never had... Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Except for that little tussle we had at the end. Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. Of course, you may very well hold this against me, but that's up to you. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually, I think...
Stop wasting time, child. There'll be plenty of time to chat once I'm through here. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
What in the world are you talking about?
The contract is fulfilled. That which thou seeketh is now bestowed unto thee.
How sanctimonious.
What? So you're the... No, wait! That's an exciting twist and all, but why give the Gnosis to the Fatui?
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract, for it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you, and splat! This big dragon falls out of the sky, and all of Liyue goes into an uproar. Talk about a disaster.
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring them together in a pot that was bound to boil over. That's what he wanted to see, am I right?
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that I explain. As you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. It is now 3,700 years ago that I founded Liyue, together with the Adepti. Even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not begun to form, and that the end of my time had not yet come, until one drizzly day. As I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant tell one of his workers, "You finished your duties. Go ahead and call it a day." I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself, have I already finished my duties?
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, I soon discovered that many reasons still remained to not hastily depart. Was Liyue, the city I had dwelt in for so long, already prepared to enter its next age? I decided that a test was needed in order to reveal the answer. So I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage that was Liyue. That's right. Which is why I continued to safeguard the Gnosis until now.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course. And it would have been all too easy for him to. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the death of its deity.
In the end, the resolution to all that has transpired was even more satisfactory than I could have hoped for. Take the Adepti, for instance. Owing to their years of seclusion, they were the least informed. Yet when faced with a crisis, they commendably showed the greatest amount of restraint possible. Credit is also due to Signora, the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract. At my request, she kept everything she knew in strict confidence. This, despite the eavesdrop. This meant I could remain as Zhongli, even having the chance to fulfill the age-old traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. Thank you for joining me on this journey, Traveler. All of these things turned out as I had planned. There is only one thing that I had not anticipated, and that was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to... They seized the opportunity to supplant Liyue's...
Huh? That doesn't sound good at all!
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me. And it was also that which I longed for the most. As such, this is the best parting gift anyone could have given this god of old.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark!
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to thank you for your performance, if anything. If you hadn't created the pressure of the...
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Be that as it may, you've come out of this as the hero of Liyue. I, on the other hand, will be forever prescribed as a disturber of the peace, no?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come, child.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not sharing a boat with the likes of you.
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good...
Realistically speaking.
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless contracts. If the deal, my agreement with the Cryo-Archon will be the last of my... As for the bargaining chip, uncover that answer for yourself.
Il est 16h31, je vais lire. Plus,
Well, since we're going through it... So Rex... Oh, come on. There's only one real
Fatui? They certainly are...
Shh! Lower your...
You know that god from the ocean couldn't have just shown up out of nowhere. I mean, it's been 2,000 years since Rex Lapis subdued it.
Yes, and to think that this happened right on the heels of the incident with Rex Lapis, too.
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil god might have been one and the same?
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm Rex Lapis. Oh, that wicked, black-hearted scoundrel. Still, what sort of supernatural prowess must this person possess to be able to do such things? I have never heard of such a person in all my years.
Ah, forget it. Guessing's no use to us.
Hear ye all, the Qixing's words. Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust.
Non, je me fous pas de ta
This
gueule,
is
arrête
common
de me regarder
knowledge.
comme ça. Rendors-toi.
Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and
Tu veux ma
shadow
photo?
have their season. So too,
Ah,
rumors
t'es
and
génial.
hearsay about having been thwarted in his trial. Nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
Paimon needs a translation on what the Qixing's announcement said. So that's how they're spinning it. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly give up looking for the murderer? Not to mention how this excuse sounds. Could the Qixing already... Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like...
Revenir rituel de l'ascension, c'est où ça? Oh, c'est bon, ça va me casser les couilles, je vais grailler.
Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing. Are they saying something? Are their speeches over?
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the end of the contract. And it is also the end of an era.
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous. But blinded by our prosperity, we forgot that time can be pitiless.
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, we must learn to say farewell. Will you stand with us as we re-establish our contracts? As we build a new age of prosperity?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she looking this way?
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Travelot?
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young. The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, our eyes see far and our reach is long. Name your price. You deserve that much.
Whoa!
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Bon, c'est la deuxième fois que j'entends ça. Éviter votre audience.
Roping you in was possibly the most masterful...
If you were looking for...
Oh, c'est ça qu'il faut que je fasse. Qu'est-ce qu'il y a en fait? C'est pas
The
légal.
cleanup of the...
Non, non, non.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this! Everyone in Liyue is caught up in their emotions, thinking that they'll never see Rex. And here you are looking all relaxed.
Why would I not feel more at ease after laying down the burden I have borne for 3,700 years? Right. If the two of you can spare the time, I should treat you to a meal at the Shinya kiosk.
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli.
You're right. I do like them.
But why would Mora...
As the Rex Lapis, when I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand.
Oh, no one? But since you weren't used to...
Well, we were only spent in the city of commerce. We do not merely exchange money or goods. The Archon Morax. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli. That is true.
Paimon thinks that we should make a...
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, the Electro-Archon Ball.
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before. Right?
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of Inazuma, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the war... Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't...
It's because of visions.
Visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often... But if a person shows true strength of will at a desperate and fateful moment in their life, the gods will look up... This is what visions are. Magical...
That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all visions within Inazuma's borders, and to inlay them upon the hands of the statue of the omnipresent god.
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessings from the gods?
I should think that in the Raiden Shogun's eyes, it is precisely because they are divine blessings that they should be under the sole dominion of divinity.
Whoa, that's harsh.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though she has finally decided to eliminate any unstable elements that could pose a threat to her eternal realm. The fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue it. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree to her people. 7 ideals for 7 gods. And of these, eternity is nearest unto the heavenly principles. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Well then, I suppose you'll have to find a way to get inside this closed nation. Have patience. I suspect that some...
La tire de vos rêves. Tire de vos rêves. Le temps où vous êtes
Make my escape.
bouge, je me dirais. Ah, moi je peux pas pour eux.
And away I go! Mission accomplished. Can I go back and sleep now?
What if Master finds out?
Ouais, j'allais l'attaquer.
Ah, children, come, come. You...
Oh, what is...
Oh, no. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads...
A gift? For Paimon?
Oh, child, you are so very modest. Uncommonly so, even. But you mustn't... When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that you often camp out in the wilds. That simply won't do. Especially... Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities. Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, it is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis. Part of our illumination, if you will.
J'avais pas vu.
I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation is the ability to create a small, autonomous pocket world. The teapot that you entered previously was a little trinket created using that ability.
in the eyes of an Adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just...
Ok.
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing.
Y'a personne, ok.
One such as myself must depart from this... but that's enough nostalgia for now.
That's right!
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you. What's more, I doubt that you would... Well, for starters, I require some shimmers. You would have to dig, but almost no one has been even more In any case, Smaragdus... Goodness knows if that child will succeed in finding these items.
Well, since you're an Adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help, they must be an Adeptus too.
Yes. I suppose she does count as an Adeptus.
She counts? How come there are so many Adepti in Liyue Harbor? We seem to bump into them all the time. It feels like even when you go out to eat, you could be sitting next to an Adeptus and never even know it.
Oh, maybe so. Who can say? A fair few of my old friends are rather fond of...
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Allow me to do the honors. This child, Yenfei, I believe you already heard.
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you in the Millilith's records. You became one of Liyue's most wanted after the Millilith marked you as a suspect following the incident at the Rite of Dissension. After which, you fought off the Millilith at Julian Karst and made contact with the Fatui. Before finally defeating an ancient god together with Granny and her. A shame that we didn't meet sooner. If we had, well, I can't say that I would have been able to clear you of suspicion immediately, but it certainly would have been less, embarrassing for you. Allow me to introduce myself once more. I'm Yenfei, a legal advisor. Got a legal problem? You can come right to me. Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. Keep it handy. If you have an urgent issue, just leave me a note at this address. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, I offer a very generous discount for first-time customers.
All right, Yenfei. You'll have to excuse Yenfei. She's always been like this. Ever the talk.
Paimon was gonna ask the same question. You seem really different from the ones we've met before.
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one anyway. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time, and then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom. They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys...
Well, my dad did say that he... Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for.
Is that so? Yenfei,
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000 times already. Well, the chasm's definitely a no-go, but there's still a chance we can figure out some alternative means of procurement. Hold on a moment. Let me have a look.
Whoa, that's a really thick book. What kind of things do you write in there?
Commercial consultancy. Or Snezhnaya. Ah, found him. Krusel. A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, all of them had to do with rare ores. He mentioned that he was considering so I guess I'll go look for him. Oh, you want to join me? I suppose that's no problem, but it's best if you just stand by and watch. If you try to get involved, you'll only risk placing yourself in legal jeopardy.
Wow, an Adeptus imploring us to avoid... Best we be a little more careful than usual while we're with her.
Je peux toujours pas y accéder. Ta gueule. Espérance. Que de pêche, mais wesh, je lave tout de suite moi.
Hello, Mr. Crossell. How's business?
Oh, good, very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei.
You're too...
Well, yes, Miss Yanfei.
Wait, isn't Smaragd...
No, I'm not worried in the slightest. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, she must compensate me for its full original value. In return, I included a clause that guarantees...
Guaranteed genuine? With 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false? Yes, these terms are very clear indeed.
Of course. This way, but...
In that case, might you know where Miss Xiaochao lives?
Oh, of course.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossell. We'll be off now.
I should open a store here.
See some action.
Non, peut-être que ça va pouvoir aider. Pas du tout maintenant.
Oh, whatever shall I do? Yes, that's me. Is there something I can help you with?
How do you do, Miss Xiaochao? We understand from Mr. Crossell that you recently rented a pair of hairpins from him. My associates and I are very interested in them. Would you mind letting us take a look at them?
The hairpins? I can't lend them to you right now. I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side, and I hadn't even worn them yet. I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value... My family is in the ore business too, but business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed off. We now have a backlog of paid-up orders just sitting around, so we've been having to purchase some stock from other ore merchants to complete them. A big banquet is coming up in a few days, and several ore merchants I know of will be there. I need this opportunity to mingle and discuss prices. That's what the hairpins were for, well, to keep up appearances. I can't have them looking down on me. But now that I've lost that...
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of deja vu?
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but I haven't heard anything back from them yet.
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet. Miss...
Huh? Well, I mean...
Let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? Maybe she can help Jiqiao somehow. True.
Right. I finished reading the Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current market prices into account. And given the rarity of Smaragdus Jadeite, I fear that the final amount of compensation may end up being significantly higher as a result.
Even higher? Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Jiqiao looks like she's about to faint.
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid into the hairpins.
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost, so how exactly would we be able... Whichever way you look at it, we've got to start by finding those hair...
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the Jadeite is genuine, would there?
Please. Please, I... Don't... However much it is, I will have to pay it. My family are merchants, after all. It's vital that we keep our word and respect our contracts. Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossel in the dark any longer.
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible... So hold on a moment, Mr. Chow. When you first...
What did I feel? Well, my family has seen much jade.
Smooth to the No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine it.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you've returned. With Miss Jiqiao in tow, too, You lost them? Are you serious?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Truly, I am. I'll pay the compensation.
Mora! Do you have any idea what I had to go through to get my hands on that? I just don't... Forget it. Talking won't bring them back. Since Miss Yanfei is here, I suppose we can just have her estimate the amount that needs to be paid.
No problem. But before I can give an official estimate, I'll need to do a little market research. Ah, yes. And if I may just confirm again... It was in fact genuine Smaragdus Jadeite inlaid into the hairpins, correct?
Of course! Genuine article guaranteed, or I pay back 10 times the value.
Alright, understood. I'll conduct some market research, and once I'm back, I'll provide an official assessment of the sum owed by Mr. Chow in compensation. Please wait here, Mr. Crossel.
J'aime bien les mots, la somme due par... Je sais pas, de la somme par... J'aime bien les mots... Je sais pas, c'est peut-être le remplacement.
Thank you very much.
Looks like I'll have to find...
Please wait, Mr. Chow. It's not convenient to speak here, so... Let...
Can't touch me!
Miss Yanfei, what is this about? Are you here to tell me how much I owe?
No. What I wanted to talk about is... There is a chance that the ore inlaid on those hairpins may not be Smaragdus Jadeite after all.
What do you mean? Are you implying that you already sneaked off and found...
Obviously not. I'm no adventurer, let alone a member of the guild. I don't run thankless, time-consuming errands for a living. Let's just say I made some deductions. I don't know if Granny told you this, but Smaragdus Jadeite is found deep underground and contains very concentrated elemental energy. If mere mortals come into contact with it, well, they'll be sick in the best case. And in the worst case, they could even experience a dramatic change of personality. It most certainly would not be smooth to the touch. Mr. Chow, did you at any time feel unwell while the hairpins were in your possession?
No, not at all. I felt...
Now that is strange. I noticed earlier that there were elemental traces in Mr. Crossel's vicinity. If I've deduced correctly, he may still have the Smaragdus Jadeite in his possession.
If that's the case, we should go confront him right now and expose his dirty scam right to his face!
Absolutely not. If we were to confront him now, there's no way he would admit to it. Eventually, he would find some argument to compel us to leave. And then, he'd throw the Smaragdus Jadeite into the sea the moment we were gone. After that, he would simply insist that Mr. Chow pay up per the contract. He would lose nothing. Meanwhile, we would have to look under every stone in Liyue, hoping and praying that the hairpins do actually still exist somewhere in this world.
So vivid that Paimon thinks it might be experience talking.
Oh, it certainly is. I've seen my fair share of situations like this, and brute force methods are certainly one way of resolving them. Fortunately, I have far more elegant solutions at my disposal. I'll share...
Well then, since you're so...
Oh, that won't be a problem, but...
Huh? Does there have to be a contract for everything? Paimon can't even keep track.
17h. Pourquoi 17h? Il y a tout le monde qui me demande pourquoi je sais pas t'es qui, je suis désolé.
It feels like Yanfei is even more concerned with them than a certain someone else you know.
These are my formal terms of engagement. Everything prior to... Any were commissioned, but not bound by a...
I understand. Then I will be glad to...
No problem. Just sign here, and I'll sign too. Okay. Now write your address here, and then sign on this page as well. And I'll also need your signatures on pages 5, 7, and on the very last page. Finally, if you could just use this ink pad to make a handprint over here.
This contract has so many pages. Paimon's all out of brain juice again.
Alright, that should do it. My fees are the same as always, and they're written in the contract. Have a look through and let me know if you have any questions.
I've had a read through. Everything checks out.
Well then, here's your copy of the contract. I will retain the other copy. Not for now, no. Despite how intractable this problem might sound, it will actually be quite straightforward to resolve, once we've got some things squared away. I don't believe you have been part of an investigation like this before, in which case, hopefully this should be quite the experience.
Miss Yunfei, I have to ask, why are you helping me?
Because, as it happens, I'm currently trying to acquire some Smaragdus Jadeite myself. I noticed strong traces of geo-energy around Mr. Crossel, so perhaps he has, in fact... Whether he actually made it into an item of jewelry or not is a separate matter. But also, the idea of someone abusing the law to their advantage, I won't stand for it. But again, let's not dwell on this. Let's go to... Ah, I've got it! Let's pay a visit to Chateau, the boss of the Jade Mystery. He's a professional when it comes... If Mr. Crossel had his ore worked on at all...
What should I try this time?
Why, hello there, honored customers. Welcome to... Surely not more spurious claims that my jade betting is rigged and no one can ever win? Oh, I swear on all that is sacred.
No, nothing of the sort. Has a Snezhnayan merchant named Crossel enlisted your ore press?
A Snezhnayan merchant named Crosel. I do remember that. He brought me a piece of ore, claiming that that was the first time I'd ever encountered it, so I had no way of telling if it was really Smaragdus jadeite or not. But if a customer insists, far be it from me to contradict them. He was quite generous with his money, too, so I didn't give it too much thought. I processed the ore as per his request.
Do you have any leftover debris from your work on it?
Why, yes. It was my first time encountering this ore, after all, so I kept a few loose shavings to study my—
Thank you, sir. We'll take a look at them.
Huh? If my eyes don't deceive me, the cross-sections and patterning suggest that these are Smaragdus nephrite shavings. Yes, it's not particularly rare, nor is it especially valuable. It's used to make jewelry all the time. I've heard it said that Smaragdus nephrite is in fact the outer layer of Smaragdus jadeite, though no one's ever proven it.
A thin layer of separation, huh?
If you must see for yourself, try examining these shavings for traces of elemental energy. Smaragdus nephrite is an entirely ordinary ore, containing no elemental energy whatsoever.
Is that so? Well, we might as well give elemental sight a shot. So, did you find anything? So they really are different. But wait, how come Jichao was able to tell what it was just by looking at the shards? That's pretty awesome.
There's nothing special to it. It just so happens that I've come across a great many of these in my time. These two stones actually look very similar. Someone without a deep understanding of them would find it very difficult to tell them apart. There may be only a subtle difference for the casual viewer, but that translates to an astronomical difference in terms of the market price. And, I'm sure, a significant difference in the cost of having them carved into shape.
All right, let's focus.
But never mind, sure.
Unusual actions have unusual reasons behind them.
Try your luck betting on Jade? Miss Yanfei?
If you could just confirm for me once more, sir. Mr. Crossel did indeed claim that the ore he brought to your store was in fact Smaragdus jadeite, did he not?
Yes, that's right. I still have a record of the job with me, in fact. Here.
Then I have no further questions. But could I borrow the processing record and these stone shavings?
Of course. But might I ask why you need them?
Oh, I have my reasons. Ah, yes. Please sign here on this affidavit.
Wesh.
This document shall serve as sign.
Yes, I see. Forgive me for asking again, Miss Yanfei, but might I know the nature of the incident?
I wouldn't say there's been...
Je pense qu'il va falloir l'arrêter là.
On the contrary, if you want to make jewelry, you need a professional jewelsmith. Let me think. Jeweler. Aha! Got it! Xingxi. She often helps people to find a jewelsmith.
Well, that was quick. How come you know so many people?
because lots of... As you know, Liyue Harbor is the city of contracts. But the amendments made by the Tianquan to our... As such, legal advisors like myself provide quite the popular service indeed.
Sur TripAdvisor, tu tripes qui tu veux.
So you help them make sense of the law. But didn't you say that it's hard?
Yes, well, that's no obstacle, because I've memorized all the legal... You sound surprised, knowing that... Oh, this has nothing to do with being an Adeptus. I just like reading things.
Again, with that casual tone.
Well, that's that then.
Oh, peut-être y aller. Waouh, pas tout de suite. Ouais, quel Gigatomax. Ouais, ça faudrait que je regarde ce que je mets les pieds. Parce que je suis clairement... Je me suis mis...
Oh, Miss Yenfei, it's you. Has something happened?
Ta gueule.
Have no further trouble from then on? Has a merchant by the name of Crossel asked you to put him in contact with a jewelsmith recently?
Krosel. Yes, I remember him. He's a merchant from Snezhnaya, no? Yeah, he came to me with a chunk of some... The design of the hairpins that he gave me was quite intricate, so it took me some work to find someone who was up to the job. Eventually, I found an older jewelsmith who made them exactly according to his specifications. This order was on hold for a very long time, and only completed quite recently, which is why I remember it so well.
Doesn't seem like there's any evidence to be found here.
Miss Inksy, I'd like for you to confirm for me once more. When Mr. Crossel commissioned you to find him a jewelsmith, did he or did he not assert that the material he presented to you that day was called Smaragdus Jadeite?
Yes, I'm sure of it. The hairpins were made using many expensive materials, and the asking price was quite high, so we had to put this transaction on record with the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Mr. Krosel wasn't very familiar with the necessary procedures, so I filed it on his behalf. I also kept a copy for my own records. See for yourself. The item is called Smaragdus Jadeite Twin Feet. The inlaid gemstone is recorded as...
Thank you, Sinksy. Now...
Sure, it isn't serving much...
Nothing you need to worry about.
Why is everyone's first reaction always to assume someone...
I believe we have...
The weirdo with the
Because only he can... Once we have this final...
Pas genre je commence à en avoir marre et ras-le-bol. Oh. Désolé.
My, to what do I owe the pleasure? Though I'm and if it isn't Miss Yenfei as well. Now that's an even rarer honor. What business brings you here, might I inquire? Some charlatans peddling ineffectual medicines again, no doubt?
No. I'm here this time to ask if you're familiar with Smaragdus Jadeite.
Smaragdus Jadeite? Why, yes, there is some information about it included in the 6th commentary on the 7 Mountain Treatises. The 7 Mountain Treatises states that this substance springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains, and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. It is abundant in elemental energy, so if someone without a vision is in contact with it for a prolonged period, best case scenario, they fall ill. Worst case scenario, they'll suffer great changes in personality, and their illness will only ever get worse. Anyway, I suppose that...
That is indeed the case.
No trouble at all. It's just a but after I wonder...
Ah, you needn't concern yourself about that.
You're too kind. Take care.
That Baiju guy is as weird as ever. Is it just Paimon, or does it feel like he was fishing for something back there?
Dr. Baiju's always been like that. Well, we have the evidence we need. Let's go find Mr. Crossel.
Ça c'est le rêve. Ouais. Pas lui.
You can't beat the...
Miss Yanfei, have you finished your investigation? I trust you will now be in a position to assess the compensation due.
Yes, my investigation is indeed concluded. I can now provide a
Wonderful. Well then, please, could you do the honors, Miss Yanfei?
Of course. Mr. Crossel, you must pay Mr. Chow 10 times the original transaction price in Mora.
Sure. Wait, what? Me pay her? Surely there's been some kind of
Not at all. According to my investigations and the material evidence that we've gathered, the substance claimed to be Smaragdus Jadeite that was inlaid within the Smaragdus Jadeite twin phoenix pins that you rented out to Mr. Chow was, in fact, Smaragdus Nephrite. Now, the contract states very clearly that 10 times the price shall be paid should the article not be genuine. Accordingly, you are liable for this sum, which is payable to Mr. Chow in Mora.
Material evidence? What material evidence? Why, Miss Yanfei, you cannot frame me like this.
Batteur. Putain, je peux même pas lire.
I spent a huge sum to obtain that Smaragdus Jadeite, and yet you claim that the ore inlaid on the hairpins is somehow fake? I demand to see your evidence.
Indeed. Only a testimony from an expert witness involved in the processing of the ore can serve as an authoritative assessment of whether it is genuine. Traveler, please produce the evidence in question. This is a processing record from the Jade Mystery.
Seriously? Even the boss there couldn't differentiate between Smaragdus Jadeite and Smaragdus Nephrite. In any case, Smaragdus Nephrite is the outer layer of Smaragdus Jadeite. So I had him cut away the Nephrite.
That's an unsubstantiated belief.
Well, your claim that my ore is fake is just as unsubstantiated. And we are here to talk about evidence, aren't we?
Ugh. Looks like our first piece of evidence didn't...
Hard evidence. Something legally binding. We have just the thing. Show him, Traveler.
This document proves that my hairpins are the real deal, doesn't it? This is the Ministry's seal, after all. It shows that the ore inlaid on the pins is indeed Smaragdus Jadeite.
Our second piece of evidence didn't work either. And this guy's getting more belligerent by the second...
You know, you could be right. Perhaps the hairpins are the real deal after all.
Of course I'm right. All the evidence shown supports my story.
Well, hang on a moment now, because I do recall one final piece of evidence that we haven't revealed. Traveler, would you do the honors? This shall serve as decisive proof of our case.
What's this?
Smaragdus jadeite springs forth from stone marrow within the mountains and will bring disaster to any mere mortals who touch it. Sustained contact with Smaragdus jadeite over a prolonged period will, in less serious cases, cause a mild malady, while in serious cases, the patient may suffer a dramatic change of personality and fall seriously ill. Mr. Crossell, were your properties of Smaragdus jadeite?
Oui, j'attends. Non, il y a des gens qui ont commenté. Hein? Ah, attends. Ah non, c'est juste les messages qui se sont mis en double.
I had no idea.
No idea, you say? I'd guessed as much. But for you to have rented out such a dangerous item... I'm afraid that this falls outside the scope of my work, but within that of the Ministry of Civil Affairs. However, I'm sure that the Ministry will be relatively lenient considering that, as you say, you were ignorant of the danger you posed. Don't worry, Mr. Crossell. I will make sure that all the evidence presented here will be handed over to the Ministry. I trust that you'll give them your full cooperation in their investigations.
What? Wait!
Oh, so you knew? Oh, dear, Mr. Crossell. But if you knew of Smaragdus jadeite's dangerous properties beforehand, why would you...
T'as rigolé juste après, il va savoir que c'est toi.
Huh? No, The hairpins aren't
actually inlaid with genuine Smaragdus jadeite? Is that what you were about to say? You do understand, Mr. Crossell, that this means that you will have to pay Ms. Zerchow 10 times the original price. Mr. Crossell, your answer, please. Mike.
Camp, he's seriously intimidating right now. It's like she's a different person.
I admit it. I confess. The ore I had inlaid on those hair... But I'm a victim in all of this, too. I invested a great deal of time and money into acquiring that small amount of Smaragdus jadeite, in the hopes of turning it into a piece of... But after receiving it and carrying it around for a few days, I started to feel extreme discomfort. I couldn't sleep a wink or eat a single bite. I was in a constant state of agitation, too. I went to Boo Boo Pharmacy to get myself checked out, only to discover that this sort of stone cannot be worn as jewelry. But how could I let all that money go to waste? That's why I had another pair of hairpins made from Smaragdus nephrite, which is almost indistinguishable from Smaragdus jadeite. I kept the real Smaragdus jadeite in a specially made box. I daren't touch it again.
Non. Non. Je vais t'éclater. Pourquoi t'as dit ça, enfant? C'est quoi que t'as dans ta poche? Ta braguette. T'as fait quoi comme connerie encore? J'ai juré, si je chope la connerie que t'as fait, je vais t'enculer tes grands, moi. Je te démarre comme jamais. Donc t'as intérêt à l'avouer, Lucas.
I was worried that someone would see through it, which is why I only dared to rent them
Moi,
out,
je te
not
l'ai
sell
cassé
them.
autrement.
And then to top it all off, Zhiqiao lost the hairpins after I rented them out to her.
Non mais vraiment, il faut pas vraiment l'utiliser.
C'est bon, je le repose à ce qu'il était.
Il l'a posé là. Il était là avant.
Mais te fous pas de ma gueule, il était là.
Tito, il l'avait pris sur l'armoire.
Bah oui, mais il était pas sur le canapé, t'es teubé, toi.
Exactly. If
Bah non, il l'a
they
pas
had to
pris
be a
sur
pill,
l'armoire, c'est con.
why'd you make her pay so
Il
much?
veut pas l'avoir pris sur l'armoire.
Bah si, pourquoi?
Il a pris comment sur l'armoire?
Bah vas-y, dis-toi. Dis-toi. Tu vois,
I didn't want to. If word got out that I sold a pair of fake hairpins, then
Comment
my
il peut
days in
l'avoir
this
pris?
line
Il y a
of
tout mon
business would be
bordel.
over.
Hier, il y avait mon bordel. En bas du dressing, il y a mon bordel. Gros, mon bordel, il fait 1m90.
Alright, let's cut the appeals phase right there.
10 times.
Crusoe looks like he could faint any second.
As for me, according to my contract with Mr. Chow, 20% of that sum will go to me.
20%? That's as much as I spent on that Smaragdus Jada.
There's no need. It's fine. You don't have to pay me that much more. Even if the Smaragdus Jadeite on those hairpins was fake, I still bear responsibility for losing them. Legally or not, I think I owe some compensation for that.
Ms.
However, Mr. Crossell, since you have no use for that chunk of Smaragdus Jadeite, why don't you give it to me instead? I'll consider us even.
What? But all right then. This cursed rock's brought me enough
Miss Yunfei, I'll turn this Smaragdus...
Well, that's not...
Thanks so much for your help this time, Miss Yunfei. When you have the time, I'll be sure to visit and express my thanks more appropriately.
Oh, come on. No need to stand on ceremony. Now, if I may confirm this again, Mr. Chow, have you and Mr. Crossell come to an understanding? Well then, that's good. Mr. Crossell, it seems that my client has no further claims against you.
Is that...
Actually, Mr. Crossell, I could see from the hairpins you produced that you're... If we could join forces, your jewelry designs and...
let me think for a moment.
Tu peux jouer sur l'autre chaise. Bah pourquoi?
Well, that's that. And we've got the Smaragdus Jadeite that grant...
Exactly. Usually when someone tells us they've lost something, we... even though the solution...
The right solution depends on your perspective. The objective of my client, Mr. Chow, an Adeptus. Speaking of, you took part in that... Liyue Harbor is now a city ruled by humans. The title of Adeptus means precious little to me compared to my job as... In any case, don't you think that the Liyue Harbor of today...
Aiman can think of someone who would definitely...
Well, since we got what we came for, it's...
Ah, you've returned. How did it go? Good, good.
Well, if we're all set, Granny, I'll get going now. Got a ton of clients waiting for me back at the office.
Oh, you. All right, then. Go see to your business.
I'm off then. Bye! Oh, yes, Traveler. Make sure you don't lose the business card I gave you. I've been looking into the laws of other nations as well. If you should ever bump into any trouble with the law, come find me directly. Regulars get discounts, too.
Come now, child. Are you leaving or are you not? If you have no wish to leave, perhaps you'd like to help me clean my teapot, hmm?
I'm leaving! I'm leaving!
That child. Goodness knows where she learned to be so Indeed she is. Liyue has changed, and the Adepti must... Yanfei might be overly garrulous, but she is also the most intimately acquainted with the city among... Liyue is not the same place I once knew. All right, then. Let us speak of this no more. Back on topic. I believe that I still...
Oh, Paimon's so excited! How is it made?
There we go. Hold it firmly. If you were to drop it, oh goodness, who knows what might happen. Take these blueprints with you as well. You'll need them if you wish to make your teapot a little more light.
Wait a minute, Granny. How exactly are we supposed to use...
Oh, you needn't worry about that. I've already arranged for a certain little helper to await you within this teapot. She will explain everything you need to know about it.